Oh boy, am I confused! What's new, right?
This is a total waste of
Time.
with your host, Chris.
The views and opinions expressed on this commentary are strictly the views and opinions of Chris. Chris, however, does not agree with his views and opinions 100% of the time, nor does Chris ever like to take responsibility of his views and opinions. Unless, of course, you agree with Chris's views and opinions, then Chris will take full responsibility. Thank you for your time, and please enjoy the commentary.
Hello and welcome to the show. My name is Chris. I would like for you to ask yourself this question. Would you rather get a fish hook hung in your eyelid, or would you rather listen to me? If this is your first time, thanks a lot for pushing the play button. If you're coming back, why don't you just get a life, buddy? You know, normally before I do these commentaries, I've got kind of a basic plan in my head. Today I don't. I'm just going to totally wing it, because there's a few things bobbing around in my head, and I just want to get them out. But first, I would love for you to join the fan page right here on Facebook. And yeah, I also post these on YouTube, but I don't post quite as many on YouTube because you and me were tight. And on Facebook, I like to keep it real. But please, I'd love to have you on the fan page, so check that out. And before we jump too deep into our total waste of time, let's take a look at some mail.
It's time for people who love Chris mail.
People who love Chris, because Chris
Rocks! Okay, these aren't quite as entertaining as they usually are, but I've got three just really quick ones. Here's the first one. Not that funny. And here's the second one. You stink. And then there's about 8,000 exclamation marks. And finally, dude, you've done everything but my name. Cole. Well, Cole, that's exactly the way to get me to do it, buddy. Thanks.
This has been People Who Love Chris mail.
Okay, this is what's got me all confused. Most of you who know me, and most of you who have kept up with these commentaries, God bless you, you know that I've just went through a divorce recently. And that's not what this is about. I'm good with that. I'm moving past that. This is what I'm thinking about right here. And before I get too far into this, I know it hasn't been that long, and it's probably way too early to even be thinking about this. And I get that. Okay, let me just spit it out. Sooner or later, I'm going to have to go on a date. Now, it's going to be later, I promise you that. Just because I need time to enjoy my newfound freedom. Not to mention, I'm not really sure when that perfect time is to really start doing it again without things seeming kind of weird. But I know it's too early now. And there's really two parts to how I'm envisioning this whole thing unfolding. One part of me just never wants to get married again, and I just want to have a lot of girlfriends to hang out with. And I don't know how that sounds. I don't mean it in a bad way. I just want some girlfriends, that's all. And the other side of me and knows how I am and knows how life is. And eventually the whole marriage thing's probably going to happen again. But in the meantime, when I decide to start dating, whenever that may be, I am freaking scared to death. So I mean, how do you do it? It's been so long since I've done it. I remember back in the day I used to call a girl up on the phone, and that was really the only way to get in touch with her. And sometimes I was even relieved when she didn't pick the phone up because I was nervous as crap. And if they didn't pick the phone up, then that was it. There's no other way to get in touch with her until later on. And maybe by that time I'd either talk myself out of it, or I'd find something else to do. But now you can get in touch with anybody anytime. You can leave notes and messages on places like Facebook and MySpace and Twitter, and you can text, and you can do all this stuff. And that's changed everything. I mean, really, how do I prepare myself for this? How do I take 14 years that I spent being married guy and try to catch up? And at this point in my life, I'm so set in my ways, and I'm so determined to be myself the second time around. Is it even going to be possible for me to find anybody that's going to want to put up with me? I mean, crap, I snore. Does the perfect woman exist that will find my snoring comforting? I don't know. I mean, I've got all these little crazy things that I want to do and that I want to try. And a lot of this stuff just isn't normal. I mean, by the time most guys hit my age, they're pretty set in their little groove, and they know exactly what they want to do. And I have all these little dreams and passions that are still inside of me, and I just want to get them out because I hate wondering what if. And like I said, this is my second go-around, and I don't want to mess it up this time. I mean, let me ask you this. Do people actually still go on dates? Does the guy call the girl up, plan a date, pick her up the next day, walk her to the car, open the door, and take her to wherever they're going to go? Or is it like a text message, say, hey, meet me at Cheeseburger Charlie's in 30 minutes. And then you just meet up, you have lunch, and it's over. Was that a date? I don't know. And if that's the case, that's not even what I want. I want the old school traditional stuff. I want to make plans. I want to make memories. I want to make moments. And I don't think I have to settle. I want to find the right gal that knows who I am and what I stand for and can deal with it. The one that knows I like to leave commentaries on Facebook and YouTube because that's my therapy. Somebody who knows I like to be alone sometimes and maybe wouldn't mind being alone with me. A woman that can accept the fact that I don't fish, I don't hunt, I don't know how to work on cars, but I have a lot of talents. They're just kind of useless. I like to listen to Jack Johnson and Regina Spektor. I like watching a good movie. I love a really good, deep conversation. It doesn't matter if it's in a coffee shop or if it's on the phone all night long. That's okay. But I just like to know people, even if it's just going to be one date or 50 dates. I like to know people, and I like to know what makes them tick. On the flip side, though, if I'm with that person and we don't feel like talking, I like that comfortable silence. I mean, do people even care anymore about inspiration? I find inspiration in a lot of different places. The first place I look is my children. But then beyond that, I want to find inspiration in another person. Is that okay? Or is that just something that was lost? Have I watched the movie It's a Wonderful Life too many times? And do I believe in the paintings of Norman Rockwell too much? And maybe, just maybe, I don't even want to fall in love at all. Maybe I just want somebody to hang out with and talk to that I can call my buddy, and somebody that I think's pretty, and somebody that can inspire me. I don't know how to date. I'm going to crash and burn. I can see it coming. But I'm cool with that. I'm okay. I left something on my my status on frickin' Facebook. What did I say? I don't even remember what I said, and I left it like yesterday. I said, I know my kids love me. I know I'm a klutz. I know I'm dorky most of the time. I'm okay with that. And I really am. That's who I am. That's my blueprint right there. And I really just don't want to change for anybody. And I don't think I'm supposed to. And you know what? Maybe I'll die alone. But I'm going to be happy. But if by some small chance I could find somebody that's okay with that too, then maybe things will be just that much better. So as of now, my only priorities are work, spending time with my children, and maybe catching up with some old friends. That's about it. Later on down the road, I don't know if it's going to be 2 months, 6 months, 3 years. I have no idea. I'd like to find myself right smack dab on the deck of an oyster bar right by the ocean. Middle of the night, listening to some Jack Johnson and dancing with some beautiful woman. Who am I kidding? That ain't gonna happen. Until next time, remember this. Life is good, and I'm gone. A total waste of time. Catch it right here on Facebook or YouTube. Okay, that's good. I really gotta get a life.